what we got to do today is I'm going to be cooking you. The demo's got to be a little bit different when I'm doing this because we have to cook everything. So I can't demo everything. Some of the things I had to pre-do a little bit. Like this sauce takes 45 minutes just to make. So I can't make it. I explain it to you, but I can't make it in front of you, you know. And if you take your time, it go all the way to an hour. So, but what we're going to start off doing today is the theme for today is crabby. Everybody, and I know you guys have been crabby before, right? Come on, fess up. Okay. So we're going to talk about crab, and what I've done is to test myself. Every dish has crab in it, even the dessert. So that's a special thing.
If you don't like crab.
Yeah, if you don't like crab, sorry, you got the wrong place. And if you're allergic, sorry, you got to go. That's fine. So.
No vegetarian option, huh?
Yeah, no. All right. So let's get going what we're going to do. So what we're going to do.
All right, Jeff, you can start now.
All right. Is I'm going to explain, as you guys know, David was my sous chef last time. He's not the chef, I am. So he's going to do all my work for me. I'm just going to explain it. So what we're going to do is you have a small little craft in front of you. That craft is gazpacho, okay? Now everybody makes it a little bit different. So my thing is I'm going to show you exactly how I make it. So I got all the ingredients here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pass out the bowls, and then you can pour yours into the bowl, okay? So make it a little bit interesting and a little fun, okay? But first I got to get David to do something for me. Okay. So,
Fired up and ready.
well, you're not fired up because you got to be over here. All right. So a little spoon on all the plates like that, and then little croutons. Okay.
That's an interesting looking crouton, Chef.
And oh yeah, look at these croutons. I made them. Look at how little they are. They're so cute. Look at that little thing. And if you look and pick another one, it's the same size. And another one, same size. Very, very important. Okay.
He found some small children to make it for him.
Yep. So, all right, so you're going to do that. And then, these are already pre-cut inside. I cut them. See? Wow. Yeah, this one's cut. I see this is what I have to do. So what I'm doing is, I'm setting up the dishes. I'm going to put some homemade croutons, avocados, cucumbers, and crab. And then you can pour, when you pour the gazpacho, don't pour it right in the center, just pour it off on the side. All right? Okay? So you got to do that for me, just like that.
I can do that.
All righty. All right. While you do that. All right. Now, while he's doing that, I'm going to show you how to make it. So, first thing you got to do is you got to have a blender. Okay? Now, you can do this many different ways. I don't know. Sometimes I'm not politically right. Sometimes when I say things, so you have to bear with me. Spanish people make this a little bit spicy. Okay? American people don't do it so much. But Italian people, they put a lot of their herbs in it. So all different cultures make it a little bit different way. Okay? So what I do is I kind of make it a little Spanish way because I put a jalapeno in it. Okay. Now the key factor with the jalapeno is everybody thinks biting a jalapeno is hot. What's hot is just the seed. You take the seeds out, as long as you don't break the seed, it's not hot. You can eat the skin and everything. It's the seed that's hot in these. That's what it is. Okay? So this is what we're going to do. So we're going to first start off by cucumber. Oh my God.
Oh my.
Yeah, David made me do that. All right. We have cucumbers, green peppers, vine ripe tomatoes, Everybody know what vine ripe is, right? Okay. Do you know what gas tomatoes are? Okay.
They're the kinds that are ripe by gas.
Correct. You're right. So the two tomatoes that I like to use for this are, I like to use vine ripe or the Ramonas, little ones. They look like a little football. Those are the best. They have a lot of flavor. Got red onions, so we're going to put all that in there. Hopefully I can do it without spilling it. All right. Since this fell in the sauce anyway, I'm just going to throw it in there. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put all the ingredients in, okay? So we have cumin, salt, pepper. We have garlic, okay? I'm just going to break this one in half. Okay? Then we have a jalapeno. I'm not going to put the whole thing in. Okay? Then we have sherry. Then we have basil, fresh basil. Anytime you do it, though, you still got to cut it up. The terminology, too, how you cut it is called chiffonade. I try not to use too much terminology, especially when people take your knife and you need it, you know. Wow. It is. What are you doing? No, it's they're already done. What are you doing? No, that's not the one. I didn't give you that one. You took the wrong one.
No, you have them all together.
No, you're not listening.
Work with me here, Larry. Work with me.
Got to help them out sometimes. All right. So chiffonade is just a rough cut. Okay. So you shift. That's a chiffonade. You know, it's just like rough. Okay. You just put that in there. Okay. Then we have a little Worcestershire sauce. Okay. Put that in there. We have red peppers. Okay. Now we're just moving right along. Let's move some of this out of the way. All right. One of the key factors is you need a little water and ice. Whoops. Oh my God. All right, water and ice. And bread. Try to use stale bread. The bread is for binding, okay? It's going to bring it together, okay? Put all that together in there. All right. So now once you get all that together, that's it. That's all it is. Put that together. Oh, this is brand new too, by the way. Thank you guys for buying this for me. I appreciate it, okay? I appreciate you. We really needed this bad. And this is an awesome one. Then we're going to drizzle a little real olive oil. All right, now, I'm sorry, what?
Can you make margaritas in that blender?
Yeah. And if you have to use silver tequila, okay? Just telling you, if you want me to teach you anything, it's about tequila, okay? Silver. All right, doesn't give you headaches, it's great. All right, so if you could just pinch this right in the center for me. Just like that, okay? Please, thank you. All right, so now what we do is you blend it up, you want to puree it. There's an option. Some people don't like it when you do this, and then you eat it with your mouth, you still taste a little of the chunks. Some people will do this, then strain it. Then it's smooth. I don't strain it because I think that some of the cucumbers and all that stuff that's in there really tastes really good, and that's what I like to taste. Okay, so so basically that's it, and when I pour it, it should look just like what's in front of you, basically. See? Now, the thing about it too is the redder it is when you have vine ripes that are really in season. Really, you know. Right now, they're not so much because of what's going on in life. So they back down on growing them. So, all right. And so that's how you make it, okay? So then next thing we're going to do is we're going to pass this out, and you're going to pour that in there. Pour it right on the side. Don't pour it in the center. You forgot to, David. Oh, no. Those people are not here. Wait, 2, 4, 6, 8. No, we got it. She put too many plates on. That's what it was. All right, David. So what I did, too, for you guys is I actually made you some buns. We're going to steam them real quick. Now, these buns are a little bit harder than normal because they are steam buns.
All right, thank you.
It has olives in it. I should have had these going when I was talking to you guys.
Does everybody have one? I'm helping. I'm a worker.
All right, so I had an extra little, oh, here it is. All right, so take it. Again, do not pour it in the center, but you want to just pour it on the side. Just pour as much as you want.
Put it down there.
So it's like this. It looks like this. So all the goodies, unless you want it all. Okay?
Now try to look like you're enjoying this, Chef.
Try to look like I'm excited.
Yeah.
How about this one?
Pull your mask up over your nose if this is going to be corporate.
They'll say unacceptable. You're out of here.
Yeah, it's working so hard.
Tilt. All right.
All right. All right. So go ahead. Everybody taste it. Tell me what you think. Be honest. It's okay. Some people will like it. Some people won't. It's not going to hurt my feelings. I won't tell you when I cry, but.
Like the pepper in it.
Oh, yeah. If anybody's allergic to pepper, there's pepper in it.
Like it. Okay.
All right.
Larry, you mentioned Ramona's.
Yes.
Ramona, just gotten familiar with using those. They're very pleasant.
They're great.
Do they get riper?
Yes, they do. If you buy them too soon, the skin seems like it's tight,
Okay.
you know, but they have so much flavor. They're just so good, you know. And they're the type ones you want to use for like making marinara, making you know, all kinds of different sauces. That's the kind of tomato you really want to use. It just has the best flavor of them all.
We've just started using them recently to real quantities.
For everything.
It's about all we buy at the moment.
Yeah, they're just really, they're superb. They really are. All right, so now what we're going to do is talk a little bit why these buns are steaming. It's not going to take too much. Like I said, the outside is going to be a little bit hard. The reason why is that way you can dip them in there and it'll start sucking it up. If you take a bun that's too soft, you're going to have a mess, okay? So the theme today is crab, okay? There are thousands and thousands of crabs in the world, okay? I can't even begin to tell you, but I can tell you, don't feel sad when I tell you the story, okay? Somewhere in the country, there's a bunch of kids around a table, and they're just picking these, and they put them in the can.
Oh, Larry.
All right, so little kids picking these around the table. All right, so there's different types. This is a blue swimming crab. So this part of it is the leg part. You can buy claws. You can buy knuckles. The special is when it has both claws and knuckles in it. You can get, and then when they say lump, that means just the size of it basically. So when they say lump crab, jumbo, that means it's getting bigger and bigger. So now the pieces are huge inside. That's what that means. Honestly, there's one thing I've always wondered. How does a machine actually do it? I don't really think a machine does, personally, but cracks the shells and put them in here. Now, if you get the cheaper stuff, you could tell the meat's a little bit more, it's not the same quality of taste and stuff in there. So if you ever buy it at a store and you open it up and you can smell it, you know, you shouldn't really smell it. You should smell like crab and that's it. So, yeah, there's just tons and tons. What is that? Publix. Publix sells a good one. They sell two. They have a 2-brand one over there. I've tried them both, and that's really, really good. So I figure that it'd be kind of cool to try to make something out of crab on every course. So, all right. You can hand them out, and I can get super soft.
It should be
Yep, that's fine.
sufficient for now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any other towels?
You're right there in front of you. Right there in front of you. Yep. Right there in front of you.
Gotcha, bud. Gotcha.
Take that out of there. All right, so the bread I made again. I made bread last time. The last time I made bread, it was more yeasty, more soft. This one, it's a little bit more harder on the outside. That way you can dip it in there, and it kind of can suck it up a little bit. And it's olives. There's olives in it. Kalamata olives, by the way. All right, so moving right along.
You gonna need this?
Yes, we are, because we're going to. These got to go in there.
All right.
So put those in there. That way they can kind of cook. If you want to, you can start the fish.
Okay.
So, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the fish that we're about to do and the sauce. I still need that top, I think. Okay, keep going. Put them all in there. You want to do your fish first. All right, so what do we think about the soup? Good.
Excellent.
Is the first thing I made is this. In fine dining, you try to get as creative as possible. This here is a basil leaf. It's deep fried and salted. All right. If you don't like a lot of salt, I understand. Don't eat it then, but you're supposed to eat it. This is going to be the decoration on top of the plate today. I made a lemon butter caper sauce. I got the capers there. I didn't put them in yet. I'm explaining to you how I made that. And the processing of that is you have to take lemons, bay leaves, thyme, peppercorn, garlic. I do a secret. Everybody doesn't know this about me. I put a tablespoon of sugar in mine. Okay? So then you put wine, lemon juice, and you let it cook. You let that cook down. Once that cooks down, what happens? It becomes Coca-Cola, a color of Coca-Cola, really syrupy. So then what I do is I put heavy cream in. I cook this heavy cream down. This whole process, like I said, is like a 45-minute deal. So what I'm doing for you in a normal restaurant, we would make giant batches to start the day. You leave it out at room temperature, and you can last the whole day. At the end of the day, we throw it away. Back in the days, you know, when David's next to me, I just got to say something smart. I'm just sorry. Back in David's day, they had this special cream called culinary cream. And you could put this cream in anything, and it'll bring it right back. Anything that's broken, any kind of gravies, sauces, anything, soups, throw that stuff in there, it's like magic,
All right.
okay?
Magic Man, how much butter, how much wine do you want in here?
Just,
Culinary.
Is this your wine?
no, I didn't even bring it. I forgot my wine, Just put and just put them on, start cooking these. They're right there. All right, so, but then what happens is after you put the heavy cream in, you cook it down. Once you cook it down, what happens to that is it starts to thicken. Once it thickens, then I have to go ahead and I put cold butter in. When I put the cold butter in, it starts to tighten it up. I have to keep it at 112 to 117 degrees. If you go under that, it starts to break. If you go over that, it starts to break. Wow, how does it break if it's hotter or colder? What happens is, once it starts to cool down, the butter starts to separate because it's too cold. Then if the butter gets too hot, then it breaks because it's too hot. That's why it's very important. That's why this sauce takes so long to do. Okay? So what we did is we got some red grouper today for you guys. Fresh. I went ahead and I cut it myself and everything. So we're going to get that pan seared. We also got asparagus. We're going to go ahead and saute some asparagus off. I got a little bit thicker ones than normal. I know that here we'll have a controversy. We can have the conversation. It's okay. Some of you guys are going to want the asparagus a little bit more soft. Some of you guys are going to want it medium, and someone's going to want a crispy bite to it. It's going to be medium. Okay, I don't want to make it soggy because I want to really make a dish like I would really make in a restaurant. And in a restaurant, you have to make it where it has a little snap to it when you bite to it. So we'll let David do that. Like I said, I don't have a lot of hands-on today. So the also thing we have to do too is we have called smashed potatoes. Okay, so. Hold on one second. So today what we're going to do is what we call smashed potatoes. It's a new kind of thing. Is what they do is they take potatoes, they don't peel them or nothing, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to steam them. And yes, I did touch somebody's potato, but I got rubber gloves on, okay? And we're steaming them off. So that's what we're doing right now. We have butter, garlic, onion salt, and little herbs in there. We'll steam that down. And what's going to do is we're going to put it on your plate and physically smash it like this. Okay, and that's called smashed potatoes, okay? So, how's the bread?
Good.
Different?
Good, yep.
You give out the recipes?
Of course I do.
He'll give it up, but it can't leave the room.
It's like, what's new really? Nothing. It's just how you prepare things. So everything that I do, I just prepare it different. And I think that's what makes a chef more creative if he can think of how to do something nobody else has done with items. He's not creating the items, he's just taking the items and making them unique. Just like the dessert I'm going to make today. The dessert we're going to make has wonton shell, cream cheese in it, crab in it, fried, and then I made a blueberry compote syrup for it. So, that's a strange thing, right? But it's about putting it all together and letting it taste good. And that's what we're doing here. Okay? So, thank you. I got a little thirsty, guys. Hold on, okay? I got a drink. Those are two different oils.
Oils?
Yes.
This pan is for the asparagus.
Yes, and they're behind you if you want it, when you're ready.
I don't look like right now.
And that's what I got that lid for you can steam it and really make it nice. Okay. So, the last time I did this too, took over 50-some minutes, and I kind of had more hands-on in it. So today, like I said, it's just not so much. It's really just talking to you, watching David cook a little bit, tell you the different things we're doing. Basically, that's really going to be how it's going to be today, okay? Because sometimes some of the stuff, people don't realize, like in real restaurants, especially in fine dining restaurants, a lot of things take a lot of time. If I told you it took me a couple hours to do this for you, just 10 people, okay, it took me 4 hours. Okay? That way you can understand. That's only for 10 people. And that's just by myself. And that's preparing everything. That's doing the basil. That's making the sauce. That's doing the croutons. That's making the soup, salad. It's cutting. It's just cooking. It's just preparing it all. If you want to prepare it, it just takes a little bit of time and stuff. So now, one of the most important things about another thing about restaurants and doing these demos is plating is everything. Everything's got to look great. Most people don't realize you got to eat with your eyes before you taste it. If it don't look good, you already beat yourself. 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4. So, you can start the asparagus for me, please.
Back here.
Okay, you want to put that lid on there?
Put it on where?
Yes, put it right on there. There you go. What? Okay.
I got this, buddy.
Okay. Then take.
Just continue entertaining them.
I will. Take that oil right there,
Yeah.
and that will go in there. So, let's talk about a little bit about the dessert. Okay. So this is your crab purse. The reason it's called a crab purse is because it actually looks like a little baby purse. Okay. I stuffed it, put it all together, and what we're going to do is we're going to deep fry it for you. Once we deep fry it, it's going to be really, really crispy. Once it sits on the plate with the sauce and stuff like that, it's just going to be a unique thing. Any questions about this, little guy? Oh my God, yes, not enough questions here. All right. So I made a few of those. Again, stuffed with crab. Like I said, the theme, bless you, is crab. Got to check the potatoes.
There, you say those potatoes are steamed in?
Butter, like lots of butter. Lots of butter.
Is there any seasoning in it with them?
Yes, there is. I put garlic, onion powder, salt, a little white pepper. Yeah, so I put all that in there. One of the things, though, is this is I always tell people this story, and this is a true story. Don't ever forget this, okay? If I ever could teach you anything, this is it. Where there's fat, there's love. So you've got to remember that. Okay?
Way to go. Way to go.
Don't ever forget that. Very important. So that's one of the key things about cooking is a lot of people, everybody's so panicking about, oh, my diet, this and that. But the fat is what makes food taste great. You know, that's really what it does. That's why I put the butter in the grouper, because that fat's going to help it. You know, it's going to get inside that. It's going to make it moist. It's really going to bring it out. You could take fish and don't put no butter, no nothing, put it on the grill, and I'm sure you've seen it. It's all dried out. But if you put a little fat on there and then cook it, no matter what, it's going to come out nice and smooth and moist. So that's one thing I always do is I always put butter on everything, anything and everything. It just helps bring out some of the flavors and stuff, just like salt. I know people say, oh, I can't have salt. Salt's bad for you. Yeah, I understand that. Then you better eat salt that's good for you, because salt enhances food, and that's very, very important. The other thing, too, about that is that with me, you know, I'm like you guys. I know it's hard to believe. I'm an older man, too, okay? I'm old, okay? But I have high blood pressure, you know, so I take blood medicines and stuff like that. So at home, which I've told many people already here, I use Himalaya salt at home, okay? So, you know, I don't use iodine salts. That's what makes your blood pressure go up, so I don't use those. so I use Himalaya salt. The other thing though, everything I do though has to have salt in it, no matter what. It's just one of those things.
Give it to him.
All right, how are we looking, Mr. David?
Larry, you had mentioned Himalayan salt previously.
Yes.
Is it readily available?
Yes, it is. You go down to Publix right now and buy it.
What's the difference between that and sea salt?
The difference between Himalaya salt and sea salt is this. You ready? Sea salt comes from the sea. Himalaya comes from the ground. Himalaya salt is formed from millions and millions of years when the oceans have dried up. And what has happened is it's bedded inside the earth. And it could be in the earth for thousands and thousands of years. Then man finds it, brings it up. It's the only way you can get it. There's no other way. It's not in the water, it's nothing. It's literally oceans that have been dried up. And then enhanced, the reason why it's good for you is because once it dried up, all the minerals from the earth got into the salt. It has over 17 different, what was I going to say, 17 different elements, yeah, that in it that's good for your body. And that's why it's different than regular salt. Because that salt, you know, iodine salt, is man makes it. They make the salt. They put whatever they want in it. They make it. Himalaya salt's not man-made. It's made from God. You know, it's literally from the oceans drying up and then buried underneath the ground. So that's what the big difference is.
Do they mine? Do they mine?
Yeah, they do because it's valuable. The reason they say it's valuable too is because they make things out of it. Make lamps. So then when the heat's on it, what happens is they believe that that salt gets in the air and it'll help your body. But I find that it's good, which I've washed my hands with it before. I bought a bar of soap of it. I've tried it that way. It's just unique in every way. I used to really, when I was a little bit younger, I used to like really get into it, like, oh. I used to put it in the freezer, and then I'd make different kind of food, and I put it on top of blocks that have been cold. And what happens is it starts to sweat, and then that salt gets on there, and then you can eat it. All that kind of different stuff, you know. So, how are we looking?
Couple minutes on the gas.
Couple minutes. All right, so he said a couple minutes on that, so what I'm going to do is I'll just get the potatoes going. Yes, everybody gets one potato. Okay. This dish here,
There's enough oil for your purses?
a little bit more, and it's got to get to 250, so
Yeah.
I would go ahead and turn it up, because they're going to float.
Fired up, Chef.
Yeah.
Fired up.
All right, so this dish too that I made for you today, before I came here, I sold it at the other restaurant that I worked at. It's called the Shrimp Boat, Panama City. And
You know what they sold at the shrimp boat?
No, crab.
Steak.
we did sell steak. But anyway, so this is one of the dishes that I did there. This dish right there, $42. All right, so now I'm smashing these down.
How long do you have to steam them?
You have to steam until they're super soft. Until they get super soft. That's what you want. I did it for about 45 minutes today.
Okay. So it's comparable to baking.
Huh?
It's comparable to baking. in-
Yes, yes,
In time.
yes. The thing about it's different though is steaming it in the butter and stuff. It's like butter braised potato. You know where, like I said, you put two things are great in life. Bacon is good on everything.
Yeah.
Okay?
Bacon and butter.
And butter. It just is. They're like the greatest thing ever. Bacon and butter. Alrighty, how are we looking, Miss Graham?
That's it. The fish is ready to roll.
How about the asparagus?
There it is. There we're not there.
Okay.
Let's do this thing.
All right. And as you see, we both have one of these. You know, we're taking temps. We're making sure that you guys are getting all the food the proper temperature. It's very, very important. If you can lift that asparagus up and just set it right here so I can put it on for me, please.
He's got a towel.
All right, thank you. And can I get one of the tongs? Thank you. All right, so now, of course, plating's everything. You know, you gotta plate good. If you don't plate good, then so where I'm from, and what I used to do is, when I used to plate food, plating has to be an art. It's more, very, very, very important.
Got a towel behind you.
Yes, sir. See, my mom taught me well. You hear I said, sir? Yes, sir. No, sir.
Respect your elders.
That's right. I respect my elders.
All right.
Hold on. I'm sorry.
Talk to me there, brother.
Just put it right in the very center. And I'll just walk around you. You go ahead. Very, very center. There you go. Oh, see, even Mrs. Catton is helping.
I heard that. Don't you expect this?
All right. So my secret is, a little trivia about who I am, is so far in my life I was able to cook for 3 presidents. Bush, and Bush. No, both Bushes.
And Lincoln. I thought you were going to say that.
It's a little different.
But he said he was going to say he cooked for both Roosevelts.
Well, that's David. That's David.
That may be illegal.
Nice straight shirt.
Was that sauce hot or cold?
This sauce is room temperature.
Oh, you said that, didn't you?
Yes, it's room temperature. Whatever the room temperature is what it is. You can't, you don't make, yes I do. You don't make it hot and you don't make it ice cold. But you definitely can't make it hot because this will be buttery all over the place.
Capers. Capers? Butter, bacon, and capers, because I think capers are pretty good. Oh my gosh, we're still like that. I keep thinking I'm taking a picture of the final product.
No, there's no final yet.
It's still not final?
No, not yet.
Get your capers,
Oh,
Larry.
that's a beautiful presentation, Larry.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the capers on.
Capers on top of the sauce.
Yeah.
You like cream or sweet or what's?
Oh, yeah.
Do you?
No,
cream
just
or-
like that, thank you.
Oh, I have this one for sweet or sugar. For sugar in here? Huh? Yes. Oh, that's sugar. One sugar. Thank you. Coffee?
Put that on the screen.
Would you do me a favor? Oh my God, oh, this looks so good. Oh, sorry. I can get excited too. Would you like a little bit more, crab on that?
Indeed.
Thank you.
Tom wants to get a close-up and stuff.
Thank you, sir.
Now you can eat.
Thank you. Thank you, Larry. It's wonderful.
Thank you, Chef.
Can't believe I
bet you
forgot
really
it.
enjoy doing something special, don't you?
I enjoy doing stuff for you guys. I would have never came here.
This is just wonderful, Larry. Just. Crab toasters.
One cod wrappers with crab inside.
Want to tell me what you're doing? Cream cheese too, right?
Jeff, is there cream cheese in there?
Yes, there's cream cheese in there. It's coagulated a little bit. Does everybody know what coagulated is?
Coagulated.
Coagulated?
Coagulated.
That's what I said, coagulated.
How do you say it?
Coagulated.
I don't think that's a word.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful word.
Whatever word you say.
It's so nice. It's lovely.
It's coagulated.
Yes, right. It's coagulated.
You know what? I wonder if you rolled that in powdered sugar, what would be that?
That'd be like a Chinese sepali. Raise the temperature to get some color on it.
Stir it a little bit?
It's fine.
A little bit, yes. Just touching that right out of the frying pan.
Yeah, it's hot.
Must be tough.
I don't know about tough.
Larry, you made a comment earlier about the asparagus, cooking it to make it crisp.
Yes.
That sounds interesting. I've never taken it that far, where it's really crisp.
Well, my whole thing is this with asparagus. I love asparagus. I think it has a great flavor. But I think that when you overcook certain vegetables, you lose all the real true flavor from that vegetable. So with that asparagus, I want to make sure you guys still can taste it.
You know, we only roast it anymore. Used to cook it, you know, steam it or boil it, but now we just roast it every time. And it has a good flavor.
Yeah, when you roast it, it does, because it gives you that time of cooking. When you steam it just a little bit longer.
Lemon sauce? I never had the lemon butter before with sugar in it.
I know.
It has a different taste
It has a
altogether.
way different taste. I've been doing that for honestly, for the last 15 years.
But the first bite is kind of a surprise, and then your mouth adjusts to it. It's very good.
Yeah. Okay. All right, now you have to manhandle this a little bit since we didn't give you a knife. It's a two-hand deal. Okay.
Stick the fork in it.
Stick the fork in, hold the top, pull it apart, rub it in a little sauce. You know, smile, be happy.
I shouldn't have sent my knife back. Oh, thank you.
And to conclude, thank you for coming. I appreciate you. And hopefully you guys enjoyed everything, okay?